All right, so get ready. We're diving into Zurich today. 3 days, jam-packed, all the best stuff this Swiss city has to offer. We're talking, like, from those charming old town alleys to the super modern Zurich West, right?
Everything, got it.
Our guide. This article, The Perfect 3 Days in Zurich, Switzerland, updated 2024, it's from Explore Learn More, a travel website.
Nice.
This itinerary is like spot on for anyone who loves history, a bit of culture, A&D, some outdoor adventure too.
Perfect combo.
Get ready to have your perfect 3 days in Zurich all mapped out, plus some insider tips from us, of course.
Got to have those. What's really cool about this itinerary, though, is how it, takes you through time.
Yeah.
Starting with Zurich's old roots and ending with that modern, innovative vibe.
Oh, I love that. So day one, we're kicking things off with a twist, breakfast. But not just anywhere, Villa Florhof in the Old Town.
Sounds fancy.
But here's the thing, it's actually closed right now, reopening in 2025, under new management.
Ooh, so we'd be some of the first ones in there, like
Sure
stepping
thing.
into a piece of history, but all fresh and new, right?
Exactly. Then, even further back in time, Lindenhof. It's a park, but get this, built on Roman castle remains.
No way. Talk about ancient roots. And the views from there, incredible. The whole Old Town, the Limmat River, all those church steeples. It's like all of Zurich's history laid out in front of you.
I can only imagine. Okay, and speaking of iconic landmarks, St. Peter's Church, home to, get this, the largest church clock in Europe.
Seriously, that clock face has got to be huge.
I know, right? All right, after that, caffeine break, Cafe Milchbar and Perota Platz. Peaceful courtyard, perfect for coffee and a pastry, or two.
Got to fuel up for more exploring. It's great how this itinerary balances those, grand historical spots with these smaller, quieter moments. It's like, enjoy the atmosphere, take it all in.
Totally. Okay, now, walking tour of Old Town. We'll start with Rechberg Gardens. Peaceful Baroque garden right next to a mansion from 1759.
Ooh, like a scene out of a movie. And the mansion, get this, renovated in 2014, open to the public now. It's like a national treasure. So you get the garden AD, a piece of living history.
2-for-1 deal. Next, we're heading up to the University of Zurich for, you guessed it, panoramic views. The whole Old Town, the river, the churches. Classic Zurich.
And if you want to make it extra special, take the Polybahn up the hill. It's a funicular. Basically, a cable railway, been running since 1889.
Wow, a funicular. Now we're talking. All right, after soaking in those views, we're diving into Altstadt, the heart of Old Town. All those charming alleyways, the boutiques, the fountains, people watching.
It's like a treasure hunt. And keep an eye out for Café Voltaire. That's where Daddyism was born.
Daddyism. For those of us who aren't art experts, what's that all about?
Oh, sure. It was this art movement, started during World War I, all about rejecting logic, embracing chaos and absurdity. And Café Voltaire was like their HQ in Zurich.
Wow, okay, that's fascinating. History, art, charming alleys. What more could you ask for?
How about a deep dive into one of Zurich's most iconic landmarks? Next up, Grossmünster Cathedral. Legend has it, Charlemagne himself built a church on this very spot after finding the graves of the city's patron saints.
Charlemagne. That's incredible. So much history packed into one place.
And get this, it was also super important in the Swiss Reformation. Huge moment in religious history.
So not just a pretty church, but a key player in some major events. And the itinerary mentions climbing the tower, right? For more of those amazing city views.
It does, yeah. It's 187 steps, though.
Well, hey, maybe you'll want to work off all that fondue you'll be having later.
You know me too well.
Okay, from one iconic view to another, we're heading across the Münsterbrücke. It's a footbridge that takes us right to Frauenmünster Church. The itinerary really emphasizes the views from here.
Yeah, because you get a picture-perfect view of Zurich's Old Town Hall, right on the water, and Frauenmünster Church itself, famous for its Marc Chagall stained glass windows.
Art lovers, take note. All right, so we've explored ancient history, charming alleys, iconic churches, incredible art. What's next on our Zurich adventure?
Get ready for a change of pace. We're leaving the historical charm of Old Town and heading to Zurich West. It's the city's hip and modern district.
Ooh, Old Town meets new, just like our theme for today. What's first up in Zurich West?
They suggest a late lunch at Frau Gerald's Garden. It's like an outdoor community space, eateries, bars, a whole deal. I'm picturing like a super funky, relaxed vibe, Perfect for refueling after all that walking.
Sounds perfect. I love how this itinerary balances the historical with the modern and trendy. Like, you get to see all the different sides of Zurich.
And you know what I find really interesting about Zurich West? It shows how committed the city is to urban development, but development that's innovative A&D sustainable.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Tell me more.
Well, right after lunch, we're heading to the Freitag Tower. It's made entirely of stacked shipping containers.
Wait, what? A tower made of shipping containers?
Yeah, it's the flagship store for Freitag, the bag brand. They're all about recycled truck tarp designs.
That's so cool. I've never heard of anything like it.
It's a perfect example of like functionality meeting eco-conscious design. And there's more. Right next door, Urban Surf, a Caribbean oasis right in Zurich, complete with a wave pool.
Hold on. A wave pool in Switzerland. That was not on my Zurich bingo card.
It's unexpected, right? Adds a bit of fun to the itinerary. And it also shows how diverse Zurich is. There's something for everyone.
I am sold on Zurich West. Sustainable architecture, Caribbean vibes. It's like a blend of everything modern and innovative and fun. What else is in store for us in this trendy district?
Art hunt. Zurich West is full of these cool art installations like the towers at Escherwisplatz and Anne Sophie in front of this hotel. Then there's Mag Hall and Puls 5 for indoor exhibitions. It's like art isn't just in museums and galleries, it's all over the streets.
I love that. Art is just woven into the city itself.
And if you want more of a, shopping experience, they recommend Zurich im Viaduct. It's this shopping street, but it's housed inside a historic railway viaduct. And they even say to walk along the top of the viaduct for more great views.
So it's history, shopping, and amazing views all in one. Zurich im Viaduct sounds amazing. Taking a historic structure and turning it into something new and vibrant, it's like respecting the past while embracing the future. I love that. Where are we having dinner after all that shopping?
Viaduct restaurant. They've got delicious food and the city views. Seems like a theme here. Zurich doesn't mess around when it comes to views.
Right. Every stop has some breathtaking panorama. So, after dinner, are we calling it a night, or is there more exploring to do?
Well, if you want a really special experience, they suggest a nightcap at Clouds in Prime Tower. It's the highest bar in Zurich.
Oh, well.
Imagine cocktails on the 35th floor overlooking the whole city all lit up. The perfect end to a day of history, art, and urban exploration.
A nightcap with a view, I can't say no to that. Even if we don't make it to the highest bar, Zurich has a ton to offer after dark, right? The itinerary mentions a vibrant nightlife, especially in Crease 5.
It's pretty cool how diverse the nightlife is, too. Trendy clubs, chill bars, cozy cafes, live music, theaters, it's all there. It's like no matter what your vibe is, Zurich has something for you, even after the sun goes down.
And on top of that, there's like events happening all the time. Film festivals, jazz festivals, street food, you name it.
So the big question is, when are you going to Zurich? Because this packed event calendar might just influence your travel dates.
It's like there's never a dull moment in Zurich. And with that whirlwind tour of day 1, I think we're ready to recharge for an equally exciting day 2. We're talking lakeside delights, chocolate dreams, and so much more. Stay tuned.
Back to Zurich. Ready to swap those cobblestone streets for some sparkling lake views.
Oh, absolutely. Day 2, all about those lakeside delights and some serious chocolate, right?
You got it.
Already picturing myself like on a boat, Swiss Alps in the background. But first, we're starting with a sunrise. At Lindenhof, remember? That park built on Roman castle remains.
Oh, yeah. Perfect spot to see the city wake up. You get those amazing views, that connection to Zurich's past and present, all in one.
Love it. Okay, then it's off to St. Peter's Church, home to that massive clock face, right?
Can't miss it. Seriously impressive.
Okay, after that, I'm definitely needing some coffee. Good thing the itinerary has us covered. Cafe Milchbar and Platz. Peaceful courtyard, perfect for, like, a cappuccino and pastry moment.
Gotta love those little moments of peace.
Yeah.
Especially when traveling. This itinerary gets that. It's not all go, go, go.
For sure. Okay, now time to head to Platz Pier, right on Lake Zurich. Great views, and this is where we catch our ferry.
Ah, Platz. It's a hub, especially on market days. You've got the vegetable market twice a week, the farmer's market on Sundays, local vibes, fresh produce, maybe even some souvenirs.
Ooh, I do love a good market. But today, we're hopping on that ferry, heading to Wollishofen. It used to be industrial, but now it's this, like, thriving artist community.
And get this, it's all part of Zurich's commitment to the arts. Did you know developers there actually have to invest some of their budget into art when they do big projects?
No way, seriously, that's amazing.
Right. Shows how much they value creativity. And as we explore the lake, we'll walk along the Cassiopeia boardwalk. Beautiful path, amazing views, and a cool story behind it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the story?
So Zurich has this law, right? You can't sell any more waterfront property They want to make sure everyone can access the lake.
Makes sense.
So for the properties that are already there, they built this boardwalk, extends over the lake, goes right past those private homes.
That's brilliant. Everyone gets to enjoy the lake no matter what.
Exactly. And speaking of enjoying the lake, lunch break. Munch FMC. Imagine, beer garden overlooking the water, fresh salads, Swiss Alps in the background.
Sounds like a dream. But can't stay too long, because next up is chocolate. We're going to the Lindt home of chocolate.
Get ready for a chocolate overload. Interactive museum, tastings. You even get to peek into how they make it. They even mentioned tasting liquid chocolate from, like, a whole bunch of chocolate fountains.
Okay, you had me at chocolate fountains. Sign me up.
No,
All right, after all that chocolate goodness, we're heading back downtown to Bahnhofstrasse. It's one of those expensive shopping streets in the world, all those luxury brands.
quite a change from the peaceful lakeside, huh? But it's another side of Zurich, that global financial powerhouse side.
So we've got history, nature, modern art, now luxury shopping. This itinerary really does cover it all. Where's dinner tonight?
Niederdorfstrasse. Lots of restaurants, lively atmosphere. They specifically mention restaurant Zoikaskeller. Traditional Swiss cuisine. It's in a historic building.
Perfect. Historic setting, traditional food. It's like stepping back in time.
Right. Okay then, as the sun sets, we're heading to Quebrücke, the last bridge that connects Old Town to the lake. Best spot for those picture-perfect shots of the Limmat River and all four main churches.
Okay, gotta make sure my camera's charged for this one.
They even suggest walking across the street from the bridge to see how the Alps light up as the sun goes down.
Oh, good tip.
And if you're feeling up for it, the itinerary has some nightcap options. Jules Verne Panorama Bar, amazing views. Old Crow, if you're a cocktail person. Or Café Odeon, historic spot, the first place in Zurich to serve champagne by the glass.
So many choices. Whether you're a night owl or ready to crash after a busy day, Zurich has you covered.
And with that, we wrap up day 2. Lakeside beauty, chocolate heaven, and a touch of luxury. Ready for our final day.
All right, final day in Zurich, day 3, and we're getting active. Lake Zurich, mountain views, the whole shebang.
I like it. It's a nice change of pace, you know?
Yeah.
After all that city exploring, we get to experience Zurich's nature.
Totally. And we're easing into it, starting with the walk along the waterfront towards the Arboretum. It's supposed to be like a local hotspot, people soaking up the sun by the lake.
Sounds peaceful. A good way to start the day.
Right. Okay, but then things get a bit more adventurous. Paddleboarding. We're heading to Body Enge. It's a public swimming area. They've got sun decks, swimming lanes, even a sauna.
Ooh, a sauna. I could use that after all this walking.
Right. But first, paddleboarding. The itinerary suggests exploring the Schanzengraben Canal. Imagine seeing it all from the water.
That would be amazing. And after, we can chill at Seebad Enge, go for a swim, grab lunch. They even remind us to fill up our water bottles there.
Good tip. Always got to stay hydrated, especially when you're out and about. Okay, lunch. 2 options. We could eat at Seebad Enge, or head back to Old Town for some traditional Swiss fondue. Swiss Chuchi, it's called.
Oh, fondue. I'm in.
All right.
Cheesy, delicious. And we get to be back in Old Town. Win-win.
Fondue it is. Okay, after lunch, we're off to Uetliberg. It's a mountain, incredible views of the city, the whole panorama.
Train right up. Then a short walk to Lookout Point. They even say there's a tower you can climb for an even higher view.
Of course there is. Got to work for those views.
If you're feeling extra adventurous, they also mention a 2-hour hike with a cable car ride back down.
Options for everyone. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As the sun starts to set on our last day, we're going to Sechseleitenplatz. It's a park, east side of Lake Zurich, super lively. Locals hang out there. Beautiful views of the lake and the opera house.
Perfect spot to watch the sunset. Reflect on all the amazing stuff we've seen. You know, the history, the modern vibes, the lake, the mountains. Zurich really has it all.
It does. And for our farewell dinner, we're doing it right. Biergarten Baschanzli. Right on the Limmat River, local brews, classic beer garden atmosphere. A perfect way to say goodbye.
Cheers to that. But before we go, let's recap those practical tips we've picked up, right?
Absolutely. Zurich card, number 1. Unlimited public transport, free or discounted entry to museums. Essential if you want to make the most of your time and money.
And if you're thinking of venturing outside Zurich, the Swiss Travel Pass. Unlimited train, bus, and boat travel throughout Switzerland, plus free museums and those helpful travel apps.
For accommodation, they recommend staying in Old Town for convenience. But really, there are tons of options all over the city for every budget. Just plan ahead, book in advance, especially if you're going during peak season.
Good advice.
So, thinking back on everything, what stood out to you about Zurich? Was it the historical stuff, the modern stuff, the nature, maybe even those chocolate fountains?
Ooh, those chocolate fountains were pretty tempting. But for me, it's the mix of everything, like you can wander through ancient alleyways, then stumble upon some cutting-edge art installation. That's pretty cool.
I totally agree. Zurich is a city that truly has something for everyone. And that wraps up our deep dive into Zurich. We've given you the roadmap, now it's your turn to explore. So until next time, keep traveling, keep exploring, and keep those adventure spirits high.